Yo, Inca, you want to come out here? You might notice that I have dulcet tones again, and you get to listen to them yet again. Hi, I'm Incog, and this is PPL NX Day 5, Stage 2, Low Tier Terra. We fight Muffins and their Muffins Mudkip, I think it is. Really nice logo, and I always appreciate someone who likes Mudkip as much as I do. And you get the my dulcet tones again. Who likes this? So let's go over this. Hopefully by this point we're 4-0. If not, then damn. I assume we'll at least have 2 wins. If we don't, damn again. But by the time I'm recording this, I have played 2 of my matches. So I won't tell you my record, but hopefully we're doing really well. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. If we're not, it's okay. We get into another bracket, and then if we do well, honestly, we can make it into stage 3, which is a thing of 32 with 16 and 16, 1 bracket for upper and then 1 lower bracket. But regardless, I'm just here to have fun, if I'm being honest. So let's talk. Muffins has a team, and I am scared. So, for those unaware, our team is still Pilefin, Shiyu, Zapdos, Kingambit, Ursaluna, Mew, Umbreon, Chestnut, Pheasant, Deputy, and Orthworm. Muffins has the Shaman, Iron Bundle, Clodsire, Florges, Jolteon, Fortress, Incineroar, Dugtrio, Mienshao, Driftbloom, Dragonite, and Iron Boulder. Everything that's purple can Terra, making the number 4. Once again, if you're unaware of the rules, the Mons that are purple can all be brought to the game, but 2 of them must be designated as Pokemon that can Terra. That being said, you could argue that Muffins can make a very good team with those 7 Mons and just take out 1 of them for this matchup. That does not mean that Iron Bundle, Iron Boulder, Dragonite, Dugtrio, and Mienshao aren't coming. It just means that you could theoretically do that. So I really don't have a 6, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of threatening Mons in this team and a lot of good Mons that can Terra. If I had to take a really good guess, I'm going to say that Clodsire likely Terras. It could be a Curse Clodsire this game and just be very nasty against my team. Jolteon's a fairly common user, but you look at my team, it would have to be something that could hurt Ursaluna. If it can hurt Ursaluna, it will die to something else on my team. Kind of don't want to have that happen, I would assume. Florges is decent. I think a Calm Mindset's really good here, but again, you're fighting Kingambit. You can Terra, yes, but then again, if you Terra into something that can kill Kingambit, it usually can be killed by my other Mons. A little bit of a running theme here. Shaman looks really funny into my team, but again, it can Terra. Do I need to repeat the same thing again? Incineroar probably doesn't show up this game. I don't believe in Dugtrio, but I definitely could see it. It has forced me to run it, and I think we're running a specific item for that, which is obviously just Shit Shell, but we'll see. Mienshao I could definitely see coming. It definitely ruins a lot of my Mons, not gonna lie to you, but we have fairly good resistances to it, so it's not impossible. Driftbloom is good. I think that this game is going to be very interesting, though, if Driftbloom is here, because if it can Terra, it'll be very disgusting. If it cannot Terra, or if it doesn't have the authority, then you're fighting Triple Dark. I don't think you want to have that against Triple Dark if you can't Terra it. Dragonite and Iron Boulder are really good. I don't think they need much introduction, and Iron Bundle doesn't need it either. Fortress, I don't really believe it's coming, just because I would probably be bringing a Terra Fire Pokemon just in case. And also, Fortress, this game looks kind of bad, but Muffins is a good player, just like all of the people that I've fought so far, so anything's possible. Let's talk about it. So, for our game, we have a really good team. Got Birdbrain, Clark Kent, Dave the Diver, Kenny, Cotton Candy, and Roy. Alright, let's break this down crazy style. So, Choice Scarf Zapdos is really good in this team just because Iron Bundle, while it is fast, is not faster than my Zapdos, and that's really good. If it is booster speed, that's fine. We will deal with it the way we always do. Which is that we don't. So we'll just figure it out. With Choice Scarf, we have U-turn mostly because there is 2 ground types and a Volt Absorber. And then 3 moves. Heat Wave, Thunderbolt, Hurricane, pretty standard stuff for static in case of Mienshao knockoffs, and mostly just knockoff, and also like Mighty Cleave off of Iron Boulder, and Extreme Speed Dragonite. Very interesting that we have to be static for this, but pressure's not even really that good here, if I'm being honest. Bird Brain's pretty standard, if I say so. Clark Kent, Salt Vest Palafin. I didn't know what item to give this, if I'm being honest. And I want to give it Punching Glove, but then I was like, maybe we don't. So, expecting the water absorb fucking Clodsire, we decided to have Ice Punch on here as well. Because we don't really have things that really set up on this team, so I'm expecting Water Absorb, but everybody has a different counter to Palafin, I feel like, and that can vary. So, just 4 attacks, 96 speed for the, I want to say, Driftblim and Dragonite. And we're Assault Vest. It helps out really a lot with that Freeze Drying Iron Bundle. We get back a ton of health, or at least a good chunk off of Drain Punch, and then we can Jet Punch it if it's low enough. And we just can go in against, like, Florges that doesn't have, like, I mean, it'll have a grass move more than likely, but look at a Palafin in the face and tell me what's going to happen next. Helps out against Drifblim, that's special, and even special in the end shot if you want to Calm Mind, and technically Jolteon, but we probably don't want to be in front of that thing as much, but who knows. Dave the Diver is our Terraghost Earthworm. This is the Mon that I said, well, there is a Doug Trio. There are 2 ways around it. Shed Shell, which I was originally running on Chi-Yu, and then I took Chi-Yu off the team because I said, wow, Chi-Yu looks fucking hilarious, because we can't run a choice item on it. If we can't, it's going to fail. So, Ironhead, after Rocks, does I'm pretty sure it can Oko a Florges, and just does a lot of damage in general. 204 HP, 48 in Speed F. We just do the rest in Speed F there. 100 speed for said Florges, since it hits 186 speed. Went 5, since we always go up to the 0, then up 1. We usually do up 2, but not too much on me. We could have ran Terra Electric, but that kind of just invited a different conversation. And while you could say that Doug Trio doesn't really hurt Earthworm because we're Earth Eater, I still have to be careful of it going for other attacks. Obviously, I think like Endeavor stuff and just in general can be very nasty. And Final Gambit as well, we want to get out of there. But if it's Final Gambit, we just Terra Ghost. So that's how I consolidated that. I did want to go Terra Electric though, but we decided against it. Or well, I decided against it. I think Terra Electric would have been cool, but then it is, well actually, you know, Avery, you look at this team again and you're thinking Terra Electric all of a sudden. Wasn't there a reason I didn't do that? Probably not. I think Terra Ghost is just fine, but it's also good for extreme speed, but we're defensive. We have Coil and Ironhead Earthquake. So you know what? You get an on-the-spot live change. Terra Electric, so we're just no weakness. I totally forgot about that. Also, you might have noticed, if you've watched all 5 of my games so far, to my knowledge, I don't think I've run Shed Tail once. I might have, maybe against Rose in the first day, but you'll have to go look at that, because I don't have that on my screen. Which I'm going to pull up right now, and I'm going to hope that it doesn't expose another team. Let's see. No, I have not run it at all. Holy shit. I was going to, by the way, this game, but decided against it. So, with that being said, let me just reopen a tab here because I accidentally closed out everything. Anyways, after Rocks, Ironhead does a really fat chunk, and I'm pretty sure it can kill after a Coil, so that's really good. If it's gonna Terra, it will, but I don't think we're seeing Terra Florges this game. I think that could happen, but I'm not expecting it to, so I don't really care as much. With that being said, it's still very possible, and I can't disrespect the pouch, you know what I mean? But really good Mon here in Terra Electric, guys. Who would have thought? Look at us. Look at us, Terra Electric. Good times, good times. Anyways, we have Kenny, Terra Fairy. This likely isn't going to Terra, but it can if we feel Dragonite is a threat, and Mienshao. That being said, we're Toxic Protect, Wish, and Foul Play. We're running the very sacred combo. I'm pretty sure you've seen this exact kind of spread before. I don't think I need to explain what it does, and if you need an explanation, then you clearly don't know Umbreon. But for you guys who may not know, this is just a Fizz Def set, but it's more of a mixed defensive set, but leaning Fizz Def essentially is what it is. That's all. And that's what you missed on Glee. Cotton Candy. We have Stallbreaker Mew. Good God. Okay, so Mew trying to set up this game is hampered by the fact that there's an Intimidate Incineroar, which you could argue may not even want to be intimidated this game. We have to assume. And by the fact that trying to set up specially with a Spitfall like Florges and other Pokemon that can definitely take certain hits is very bad. So we went Super Fang, Psychic Noise, Flamethrower, and Thunder Wave because holy shit, this mon is annoying. And I might sound like I might not be as focused because there's something in my eye and I'm doing something. So, basically we get Thunder Wave this entire team instead of Jolteon, and that's pretty cool, and Dugtrio and Clodsire, but there's the details, Avery, the details. Flamethrower 2 KOs every fortress in the world, obviously. But we want a Super Fang and then Flamethrower it. If it is Akaberry and heavily Spidef, it will live, I guess, but sure. Thunder Waving things is very important on this set, and then Super Fang and the Psychic Noise, or Psychic Noise and the Super Fang, either or. We would just probably Psychic Noise things like Florges, I think it's Leech Seed, and Shaman, and Calm Mind users like Florges, Jolteon, Mienshao, and other setup threats, I guess, a little bit. I don't know, like Dragonite, but I don't know. I just want them to be leftovers and then not getting hampered. And then we can Thunder Wave them. We're mostly Fizdef related because of the Iron Boulder and Dragonite. Pretty easy stuff. At least I think so. So, yeah, because our Spidef wall is basically Kenny and Clark Kent. So, not great. Anyways, you have Roy, Muscle Band. I'm not playing with this set. I'm not playing when I say this. I'm not playing chicken anymore against none of these niggas, okay? We're going to SD. If Muffins decides to go into fucking Dugtrio, go right ahead. Because at that point, you're either setting up in my face or you're doing something stupid. I don't care. I am going to click Sucker Punch every single turn. 8 turns. 8 Bumbleclap turns that you were in front of me. If it is Focus Sash, it will kill us. That's fine. We have a Palafin. I don't think Dugtrio's coming. But, in the very case it does, we have things for it. 136 speed. Directly outpaces a Florges with no speed at all. I was not going to speed creep. I don't care about Florges that much on this mon. Florges doesn't want to be in front of me anyway. And if it wants to, it will Moonblast. And if it lowers my special attack, guess what? Now it's dead. Intimidate Incineroar, dead. You know what I mean? So if we get up an SD, this mon basically can fuck over a team. So that's really good. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're as careful as possible against things like Dragonite that can just E-speed and get away our Sucker Punches, and Iron Boulder that can probably just go close with like close combat or something. Obviously, we can Sucker Punch it. I'm not going to say the sacred words out loud, but if it is a specific set that I'm thinking of, it could be very nasty. I wanted to bring Pheasantipity here, but there's far too much offense, and with the ability to be trapped by Dugtrio, I still think that while I'm making a poor decision not bringing it, I think we'll be okay. So that's the team versus Muffins. Let's get right into the battle. Let's have a good one and see if we can get a W on day 5 of the PPL NX Stage 2. Let's go. Alright, we're going to be fighting Muffins and their Muffins Mudkips. They brought a Jolteon that is Terra Ice and Terra Water Clodsire. So I kind of expected that Clodsire, and you might be like, oh my god, you ran right in there. Yeah, I know. But don't worry about it. Our camera is technically on, but I haven't started it, so don't worry about that part. They brought a really good team here, actually. That is Water Clawed, which means it's unaware more than likely, unless it's Water Absorb and Ice Jolteon. So no Terra Shaman, no Terra Mienshao, I believe it was as well, and no Terra. No, not that. It was Incineroar. There we go. So I don't see Iron Boulder or Dragonair or anything like that, so that's really good too. Moving this over. Sorry, I'm doing 8 things at once yet again. But with that being said, this should be a good game. Their lead could be Clodsire, if I'm being honest, and our lead can be Clark Kent, and then we could hard switch into something. Now, obviously, they can get up hazards. I'm very aware of that, but they're probably going to tear the Jolteon more than anything else, just because if they don't and they tear Clodsire, then Clodsire is not immune to propaganda, aka Zapdos. While that's happening, let me type in the rest of these mons and then start up my camera again. Shaman, Clodsire, Mienshao, Iron Bundle, Incineroar, and the, what is that, Avery Jolteon. I guess I didn't type that. I don't know why. Alright, JLHF to Muffin. Let's get her done. Get her done. I was about to clean up my room and then be like, hey, is everything alright? We had a slight delay in action, so I wanted to make sure everything was good to go. There I am with my shitty ass hair because I fell asleep almost. And then, now I look like this. Anyways, let's go and get started. Socks. That is the Mienshao. Alright, Clark Kent, get the fuck out of there. We go to Bird Brain here, honestly, and be fine with this exchange. I don't really care about that. Right, Fairy and Electric Game. I would like this to get paralyzed. I think it won't, but we'll see what happens. I am Spadef, more specifically, which actually could help here a lot with Jolteon, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe not Jolteon, but it could. Knockoff happens. Our Scarf is gone. Oh, darn it. I don't mind this exchange, only on the basis that, like, you do not matter. We just U-turn. We could play it like a draft player, or Heat Wave. Now, why would we Heat Wave, chat room? I don't know. We get Hurricane here. Nothing really comes in and resists Hurricane. They have a Ground type and a Volt Absorber, so only one of those doesn't really want to take that hit. So we'll U-turn, actually. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're dead. Is that no static? Muffin, I'm going to get you out of here. Oh, dang it. Alright, well, that starts off the game in a poor position for us. Ain't that a bitch? Well, we could go into you now and just start hitting shit. Or we can go and do something else. There ain't too much for us to do there, boy. I tell you what. Fuck it, we ball. I'll give our Sylvester wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, obviously. I don't mind it. Like, why not? But we just Ice Spike. I don't have to think too much about that. Letting Zapdos die was a poor decision, I understand. I thought I might get off static in case of a U-turn from their side, but God doesn't like me today, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. They are going to pivot into Demon. I don't know what that is, but it could be Shaman. It is. Whoops-a-daisy. I don't like you. Get him out of here, coach. Get him out of here, coach. We don't outpace this at all, so I'm going to click Ice Punch again because you don't kill me, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. Light work, no reaction, so. And I'm not choiced. Based on that damage, definitely not choice. If I was choice, I could have just jet punched you after, but you know. I don't have to think too hard either. They're going to switch out a Shaman, probably into Incineroar, Iron Bundle, something. Bait, that's definitely Incineroar. Are you kidding me? I use that nickname too, hey. Oh, they're Intimidate. Ooh, I love that. Oh, I love that for us. Oh, I love that for us. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness, because if you, ooh, you're gonna parting shot, aren't you? I'm flipping that the fuck out of here. Oh my god. I mean, if they just go into Claude and have Water Absorb or something, that's fine. Like, cool. But like, You can't parting shot. You cannot parting shot based on the fact that if you do and I go into King Gambit gets the +3, my bro. And like, Mian Xiao, while it will eat the sucker punch more than likely, doesn't want to do that. Oh, I'm so glad. I thought it'd be Blaze or something. Which obviously I didn't think Incineroar was coming in the first place, given my team composition, but you know, it is what it is. It's at about 45, 49, probably about around 50 actually. So that's really good. I don't mind knockoff here. It makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to Roy. I think that's a bad idea right now. Losing our leftovers wouldn't be the worst. What do you go into if you, let me think. If you knock off into this, and I tear Electric now, I get off my rocks. And then what do you do afterwards? I get off my rocks, and then you can parting shot out into something. So I think I'm gonna go into Earthworm here. I think that's the better decision. I think we want to keep Terra Fairy on Umbreon for now, but that's knockoff food. Oh, it's Will-O-Wisp. Oh, okay, interesting. I'm not too sure on that one, but I get it. You know, I understand it. I mean, this Mon offensively wasn't gonna be doing anything anyway. Like, look at my man's. Wallahi, he was finished. He was cooked. But we are gonna put Dave the Diver with the rocks up. If it's taunt, it's taunt. I don't know. We're gonna get up rocks. Oh, we're faster. Do we have speed? We do. Maybe this was meant to do something else. I don't remember. We are gonna see just Drain Punch pop out. Do a little bit. I'm not really too mad about that. We could probably just go hard back into Palafin and then just Drain Punch it back. Like, that's not a hard decision to make. And I say Drain Punch instead of like another move because actually we could likely Ice Punch it out. Because something's gonna switch in on that anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I don't want to make that switch now, do I? Because my Earthquake I'm doing a little bit and you're still getting back more than I can do. I go into fucking Cotton Candy and start hitting shit. But I think we're gonna go right back into you. I don't like that he's burned because it actually could have been really good this game, but it is a good sack fly and still gets off crucial damage for later. We are just gonna see Drain Punch pop back out. Not doing enough. About 70, about 69 hit points. Nice. I could just flip again. I'm more prone to hitting Drain Punch because if you hard switch, you go into Claude, and then I Ice Punch the Terra. Was it Terra Water? I Drain Punch it then at that point? I don't know. I'm Drain Punching though. Unless they believe they don't die to flip turn, but at -1 we did a lot, so at neutral we live anyway, so I don't have to over predict. I can just let you go into Claude's Ire, so that's where my mind's at right now, so that's where I'm getting at. If it's Cursed Claude's Ire, we're going to be in a really fucked position, but not in the worst position. So we have Psychic Noise, Thunder Wave, Mew, and Super Fang too. Ooh, that is gonna burn us. Oh shit. Miss. Or are you gonna parting shot? You might parting shot actually. Miss. Oh, it knocks us off. Oh darn. Ooh, that did more. Assault Vest is gone. That's unfortunate. So that doesn't help. Yeah, I mean, Drain Punch did a fuck ton. I almost want to Ice Punch off the dome piece, but I feel like that's just a bad decision. So I'm just going to Drain Punch again. I don't have any reason to switch out or do anything else. It's not outpacing me. The only mon that can come in here is Claude's Ire on a resist. And I can't ever click Flip Turn if I don't know if it's Water Absorb or Unaware. So I'm just like, I got to click the button. Yeah, that's a switch out. I guess I could Ice Punch, but I don't know. That is Shaman coming in. Oh, we get back some HP. And Rocks, I think we might kill out on the Dread Punch. Oh, for sure. Okay, cool. Alright, that's good. Nice. Get killed there. That's good. Well, Incineroar being low is actually really good for us because that allows us for Orthrum to actually pick up that kill if anything comes up later, since we are faster and we know it. King Gambit is enabled not as much anymore though, because it's still Incineroar gaming. But we can just hit the fuck out of him because don't got no speed. We got a lot of speed, so we can still Iron Head that friend. That is Clodsire for sure. Do we think it's water absorb? I think it's water absorb personally. I think that is water absorb for sure. I'm going to Kenny, and I'm going to Toxic on the Terra Water turn. Because there's no Steel type on this team. This has to be water absorbed, bro. I don't know, bro. I generally don't want to flip turn on this mon or give it anything. It clicks spikes, which makes sense. That's the first hazard that goes up this game for them. They are leftovers. Oh, been there, done that. Been there, done that, Muffin. Been there, done that. Good Lord have mercy. Terra Fairy here would only help what? Terra Fairy would be bad. Right, until Mienshao, so we're going to Toxic. Toxic buddies. If I was Terra Poison, this would have been better, and this has happened. You might not understand the context of why this is funny, but I've run Terra Poison a few times on this Umbreon. It's gone terrible. Because I don't Terra in front of the things, and it goes terrible. Just saying, terrible. We could Wish here. Nothing wants to come in here, honestly. And since that did that, Jolteon's not as fearful with Terra Ice since Zapdos died. How do I win this game from this point here? I need to force you into Iron Bundle at some point and get some good damage on that. Since rocks are up, there's no Defogger, so it might be Boots. If it's not Boots, then we just have to pray to God that it's not too crazy. But we do have Roy still. We still have everything intact, so we'll be okay. Wish into Imagination is really good here. I'm gonna Foul Play. Just in case. Let me see some damage. Ooh, decent. Another spike goes up, however. And I was sent something. Okay. They just need their team gent. Around 9 my time, so that's good. It's 5 now, so it doesn't even matter. I can get that done after this. Anyways, besides me talking about random other things that you don't need to be concerned about, same amount of Toxic turns. They get up a 3rd spike more than likely, which is just unfortunate. If I go into Mew here, they get up the next one. Do they go Incineroar? Maybe, but Incineroar dies to rocks into Flamethrower probably. Shaman's dead. Mienshao doesn't want to come in against this. Iron Bundle might prefer it. But then we get off Thunder Wave, so I could go into you, which would entice Mienshao, and I don't want to do that. We will need damage on that Mienshao though. That's for sure. Yeah, with no real hazard removal on my team, I understand why people are doing this to me now. Does it die to Black Sludge or are Toxic? That is the real question. I think it's Black Sludge. I actually don't know. Nope, it's our Toxic. Let's go, Umbreon. Clodsire, I love you to death. You're one of my favorite moms this generation. I'm sorry to have done this to you, my dog. Anyways. Get me looking a little bit right. Just a little bit. We see Iron Bundle come in, which makes sense. Shady Penguin, shout out to the homie. We're gonna Thunder Wave this. I don't need a calculator, I don't believe. They miss, which is unfortunate. But we are going to paralyze them. Sorry to have seen that happen to you. I don't think we cared about taking that hit because I didn't see them pop off with something else. I will calc just for anybody else's benefit here besides my own. Choice specs did 307 at most, and we were at 360 something, so we are good to go. And that is timid. So we'll just psychic noise here. This is the game I wanted to play, and I'm going to keep playing it. While I do feel bad, Muffin, I played the game to what I knew was going to work best. They can go into Incineroar and take the Rocks chip if they want to, and then die to Flamethrower, but that's not really a bit. Or I think they die naturally, so we'll Psychic Noise again. And we get the kill. All right. Good job, Mew being support. Now this is the King Gambit, and Palafin show. Since Jolteon can't Terra anymore, Palafin's Jet Punch will do a lot to that, which I can calc off the dome. I don't think it's going to be uber defensive. Socks, that is the Mienshao, I think. It's going to have it's going to knock us off, which will live. I was calculating something else before I kept going. Jolteon, Hero Fin. No Assault Vest, it does 63 to 75, and we obviously died to Thunderbolt, so we need to get some damage on that before we can actually like set up the game for it. We can let Orthworm die, honestly, that could be the play at this juncture, but I think we just go for our Psychic Noise. Yeah, because we'll do a lot to this regardless. The U-turn, okay, I think they know that they might not want to fight us. I think, given that might be Choice Scarf, honestly, which might be okay. Okay, this is going to die to Rocks. Yeah, it dies to Rocks. In the end, Orthworm still got the kill. That's really nice. I can pivot out into Orthworm this next turn and let that go. Because I don't mind. Well, 3 layers is a lot, so I don't really want that to be the case. They are regen, given that. Does knockoff kill from this range? I don't think they're banded, though. I certainly hope not, because that'd be impressive that didn't do that much. I went from like 380 something to 260 on Mew. That's 120 something, maybe. So it could be banded. I mean, regardless, knockoff does 210 off Jolly Scarf and 230 off of Adamant Scarf. I think we Thunderwave this and call it a day. Yeah, okay, we're good. I was just getting tired of this Pokemon at this rate, so I'm glad we got off with Thunderwave here. Second Notice is a chance to kill, depending. I think this might be AV, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, withdraw. That makes sense. And there's Jolteon. Ooh, this gives us the damage for Palafin to win. That's really nice. That's Boots. That's Boots on there. Oh my god. Oh no, I don't like that at all, actually. We Super Fang. Because this could be Calm Mind. And I don't like it, but Palafin then comes in and wins. And that's the good part. Because I think that's choice to be Mienshao. I guess we should have gone with Psychic Noise again, but I'm glad I made that pivot out into Mew early on that third spike, because if I didn't, I don't know what we would be doing now. And yes, I've gotten lucky, but, you know, it is what it is. You play the game. we DC'd, and I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do, and I'll be back. Okay, so while we did DC and we tried to go ahead and give that a good old recreate, we're so far deep into the game that things didn't gone a little worse. Triple axle not connecting on Zapdos causes things to go a little bit wrong, and there are some other things here and there that kept happening while we tried to recreate, and Muffin wasn't having the greatest day. I'm not going to air out anything that's going on with them because I don't know. Regardless, we take the victory 3-0. The turns would end up Jolteon kills Mew, Palafin kills Jolteon, Mienshao then kills Palafin, and at that point, then you have King Gambit come in and win with Sucker Punch. That's all there is to it. But we never got to that point, but we agreed that that's how things would have gone. GG's to Muffin. We end on 2-3 yet again in the PPL NX. I don't know where that's going to land us, but I'm really glad that we got a victory because after those first 2 days, it was pretty rough. Finding Grum was a really good W. Soul Blaze, I definitely played pretty bad. And in this game, I think I played pretty well. I think there was definitely a lot of RNG mixed in there. So it is unfortunate, but I will leave it at that. Regardless, thank you guys for watching the PPL NX Stage 2. If there's any more battling to be done, I will still be here to do it for you guys, and we'll see where we end up. Thank you for watching. Check out all the other coaches down below. And for me and for you, good night and good luck.